Brexit to go through. But here in the United States, Trump and the Patriots, they are setting up the entire economic system, and it is becoming a massive storm. With the USMCA, this is the first cornerstone domino in a chain of trade events that will fundamentally restructure the nature of all international trade and supply chains. Trump and the Patriots are resetting global trade. This needs to be done. Why? Because when we move out of this central bank economic system, everything the globalists put in place will not work with the new economic system the Patriots are creating. So they must get rid of as much as they possibly can. And they're setting it up. The USMCA is one part of it. Tariffs with China are another part of it. Getting rid of the WTO, that is another part of it. And you can see with what Trump and the Patriots are doing, they decided that they're not going to have a WTO appeals court. We discussed this yesterday. What does this allow Trump to do? He can now impose tariffs on countries. The WTO, what are they going to do about countries can't appeal? This is all being done on purpose. And then, of course, we have China. So they're going to have to move to Plan B. What's Plan B? And it seems that Plan B is, since they're making deals with Europe, they're going to be using Europe's international trade system. So no longer is the WTO going to handle trade disputes. Europe's international trade court system is going to handle this. Now, does that affect the United States? No. Remember, the World Trade Organization handled the world. Trump doesn't want a centralized body handling all of this. He likes bilateral trade. He likes dealing with countries one-on-one. One trade deal goes bad, the other one is fine. If you look at the UK, for instance, they really need to go through the EU. Once they break apart from the EU, they can make all the bilateral trade agreements they want. This is the storm that Trump and the Patriots are setting up right now. They're positioning themselves to hit the globalists really hard. Why do you think at the UN, Trump was out there saying that there is no future for the globalist system? Because the new economic system will not support their globalist system. And he's dismantling it one piece at a time. And this all has to be done. Because eventually what Trump is going to do, he's going to strike at the heart of the entire economic system. And that is the global economic system. Remember, going back to 1913, actually before 1913, and we know that Trump has Andrew Jackson hanging on his wall. When Andrew Jackson was in office, he didn't have to deal with the IMF, the BIS, the ECB, all these different central banks around the world. He was only dealing with the central bank system in the United States. And that was tough enough. They tried to get rid of him. Actually, they tried to assassinate him. But eventually, he got rid of the central bank system. Today, Trump has a much larger job. Because since 1913, the central bank apparatus, the octopus, has its tentacles in everything. The IMF, the BIS, the ECB, all the private Western central bank systems around the world, the Rothschilds, it all is now one gigantic octopus with tentacles everywhere. And I don't believe that Trump and the Patriots can do this alone. I do believe they're working with other countries to help. And one being Russia. I believe China is also working with Trump. Now remember, the central bank system still has control of many of these countries. Russia actually took control of their private Western central bank. This is why the deep state, the central bank, hates Russia so much. And I do believe that the central bank establishment, they were going to use China to shift everything away from the United States. And I do believe that China is in line with Russia, and Trump is in line with Russia and China to work together. And I believe there's other little countries around that are working with Trump also. I do believe Boris Johnson is going to fall into this mix once the Brexit happens. I do believe that this is going to take a broad effort to get rid of the central bank system.
You said, turn the lights down, I wanna be alone. I read your head away, couldn't stand how it bleeded. I needed to take a break, take me down there. I wanna stare at the tears, how they watered your years. Take a break, take me down there. I wanna stare at your tears, how they
Trump. Just about getting rid of the deep state. The perfect storm includes the economic storm.
You swear,
It includes it all.
you bled. I couldn't
Notice
look
the
'cause
timing
your
of all
body would shake.
How
You
everything is
feared
pretty much
lonely
at the same
death,
time.
like a leg leaves you alone in her
As
death.
more evidence is
Take
put
a
out
break,
there,
take me down there. I wanna stare at the tears, how they watered your years. Take a break, take me down there. I wanna stare at your tears, how they
because this is a coordinated effort. And eventually what's going to happen is once all the blocks and everything is gone, Trump will then make his move on the central bank. Most likely it'll start here in the United States with the Federal Reserve. And then it'll move outward to other central bank systems. Now, it could happen another way, but from what Trump is doing right now, where he's calling out the Fed, it looks like eventually, once he can place people on the board, restructure the Fed, once the Fed is restructured, they can start dismantling. They could start moving away from the central bank system. And remember, the entire world depends on the Federal Reserve right now. And I believe this is the beginning stages. And then it'll be like a domino effect where other countries will join in, where they'll turn against their private Western central bank systems, where they'll take control of the private Western central bank systems. This is coming. The economic storm is coming. It's all part of this gigantic plan.